When I was researching this one, I swear to God, I am not lying. I actually felt really uneasy. It really did not sit well. Let's get into it. That was a really loud clap. Cursed haunted paintings. No small talk, we're just getting right into it today because that's what you're here for. The cursed paintings. I saved the creepiest painting for the end, so you gotta keep watching to get to it. Don't you go fast forwarding. Give Mama them watch hours. Boom, number one. Man proposes, God disposes. Let's hit it. Painted in 1864 by English artist Sir Edwin Landseer. This carnivorous painting was inspired by tales of Sir John Franklin's ill-fated expedition in 1845 to discover the Northwest Passage. And in brackets, check out the show from 2018 called The Terror. It was wicked, and it's about the Franklin expedition, but I mean fictionalized, you know, Hollywooded up. It hangs in the picture gallery at University of London, Royal Holloway. And it's a grim reminder of what befell the expedition and the power of nature over the plans of mankind. The picture gallery is repurposed for writing exams. They'll bring in desks and everything, and everyone will write their exams in this beautiful room full of art. But it's tradition to cover this particular painting with the Union Jack every time an exam is written. The superstition, why it's covered with the flag, it stems from a superstition in the 70s, a student who allegedly went mad staring into the eyes of the polar bears. She went into a trance-like state and scrawled onto her exam paper, "The polar bears made me do it," before aggressively placing her eye on her sharpened pencil. So now they cover the painting because they don't want to lose any more eyeballs, I guess. Next painting! The Hotel Galvez, now known as the Grand Galvez Resort and Spa in Galveston, Texas, is known for its paranormal activity. But one in particular stands out. The portrait of Spanish military leader, Viceroy Count Bernardo de Galvez. Quite the title. He fought for the American colonies during the Revolutionary War, is the town's namesake, and is now the ghost of a painting. That's his current career. P.S. This hotel looks swank. I'd like to stay there. And if I don't see a ghost, I want my money back. Give me my money back. I didn't see a ghost. So it's been said that cold spots are felt as you approach this portrait. You're like, oh, it's a little chilly in this spot. Oh, it's a little chilly in this spot. People say his eyes will follow you down the hallways. Who's watching me? Who's watching me? Burn is watching you. And aside from stalking you down the hallway, if you want to take a picture of this portrait, you better ask Bernie's permission, because if you don't, your photo's going to be blurry. The portrait comes out all blurry and distorted. But if you do ask his permission, got yourself a lovely photo. So he just likes to be respected, you know? Number 3, Death and the Child. Painted by Edvard Munch of the Scream fame. This painting depicts the moment a little girl realizes her mother has died and is blocking reality out. La 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 la, it's not real. Munch's life was just shadowed by death. I mean, he had death all around him constantly. His mother died of tuberculosis when he was 5 or 6. Then a few years later, his sister passed away of tuberculosis as well. Then a few years later, his father passed away. Pretty much everyone in his family died except for him and a sister. And his sister was institutionalized, probably because she had a hangnail. I don't know. They liked to institutionalize people back then. In his words, "My home was the home of illness and death. I have never gotten over the calamity there. It has also influenced my art," which is obvious if you look at his artwork. A little dark. Maybe that trauma has attached itself to his paintings. People have claimed with this painting that the little girl's eyes follow them around. There's a real trend in eyes following people. But creepier than that is that sometimes she just disappears entirely. Gone. Where'd she go? And If you listen closely, go to the painting, tell everyone to be quiet. Listen. You can hear the sheets rustling. Munch actually did a few renditions of this painting over a couple of years, so it's interesting. It seemed to really stick with him, the trauma of losing his mother. The little girl in the painting covering her ears is said to be his sister, Sophie, which probably, I think, is the sister who later died of tuberculosis. I seriously just heard a creepy noise, like something banging on the furnace. I'm alone here. I'm the only one at home. Great. I've gone and haunted myself making this video. Hey, who's in the furnace? Get out. I banish you. Painting number 4. Poor old Henrietta Nelson. Miss Nelson was 82 years old when she became a ghost in 1816. Sadly, she took a tragic fall down the stairs of her home, Yaxley Hall, in the small town of Eye in Suffolk, England. Before her death, she had stated very clearly that she did not want to be buried or entombed in the family vault at the village church, but instead she wanted to stay on the property in the mausoleum. There was a mausoleum on the prop, and she just loved this house. She was like, I'm going to stay here forever, even in my ghostly years. She rested there very cozy, comfy for a few years until new owners bought the place, and they were like, not into this mausoleum. So they demolished that, and don't worry, they moved her body. They didn't just like... Henrietta was moved to the village church where she said she didn't want to go. And from that moment on, her spirit is said to roam the grounds, desperately trying to get back home. Over the years, the portrait, painted by William Johnson, was owned by various people. The owners said that her ghost came with it, and her facial expression would change every so often, and while the colors behind her remained vivid and vibrant, she herself, her skin and her clothing would be as white as parchment, as it says. So, I mean, she looked like a ghost. She was the color of a ghost. But I hope Henrietta has found her way home. I really don't know. I was researching where's that painting now, but I couldn't come up with an answer. I couldn't find an answer. So I hope she's back at Yaxley Hall. Yaxley Hall still stands, and you can get married there if you want to, with Henrietta watching over. When I was researching this one, I swear to God, I am not lying. I actually felt really uneasy. So I think maybe it's the subject matter behind it, but it really did not sit well. I'm like, you know what? I got to just close the laptop and go to bed. Not go to bed. Watch something funny, then go to bed. Anyway, here we go. Painting number 5. Just got a text. Now let me ask you, do you find this painting creepy? Take a moment to gaze at this painting and ask yourself, is this creepy? Because yeah, it is creepy. It's what is behind the painting that is freaky. I mean, it's said to be cursed and haunted, don't get me wrong, that the spirit of the dude who painted it is somehow embedded in there, which is gross. Nobody wants this spirit lingering around. This here is called Pogo the Clown. Are you creeped out by clowns? Let me know, because a lot of people are. My mom hates them. This particular clown is actually a self-portrait. A man who entertained children dressed as a clown by day, and by night was a serial killer. Yes, this is a self-portrait of John Wayne Gacy in his alter ego, creepy old Pogo the Clown. If you don't know who John Wayne Gacy is, he is a notorious serial killer, and he was convicted for the murder of 33 men and sent to death row for that. while he was in prison, he took up painting. And this gorgeous portrait was one of the things he did. Not only did he do self-portraits, he painted the Seven Dwarfs, he painted Elvis and Jesus. He did some landscapes, but this particular painting is the cursed one. Now this painting, I mean, obviously it's disturbing because of where it came from, who painted it. It was a very disturbing, disgusting individual. But it is said to carry this curse. Musician Nikki Stone bought this painting for $3,000. Yeah, $3,000 or so. Back in 2001, I think it was. And after he bought it, just all these bad things started happening. His dog died, which is the absolute worst. You know, when you watch a horror movie and there's an animal in it, you're like, no, 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 please no, not the animal. That's how I am anyway. And his mother was diagnosed with cancer, and he just started, all this bad stuff just started like coming down on him. So he was like, you know what, I'm going to get rid of this painting for a bit. Asked a friend, can you hold on to this? I don't know why he didn't just like sell it and get rid of it altogether. Buddy, hold on to this painting. So a friend of his was like, yep, sure, I got it. The friend who took the painting started to feel all these like bad, negative vibes around it. And friend's neighbor died in a car crash. So this friend was like, I'm done with this painting. Another friend was like, look, I'll hold on to the clown. It's just a painting after all, right? No, that guy then attempted suicide. So just bad shit befell everybody. And even, you know what? Even Johnny Depp owned this painting. And oh my God, I had such a crush on Johnny Depp when I was a teenager. Oh, how many times I watched the movie Cry Baby. Anyway, Johnny Depp ended up getting rid of it. I read two different versions. So he got rid of it because he was creeped out and had this, like, developed this fear of clowns. But I also read that he already had the fear of clowns, but was like, maybe I should have this painting and that will help. I don't know. Also, I read he thought the money would go to a charity, and he found out that it did not. So he was like, I don't want this anymore then. Either way, I don't know why you would want to own a painting by a serial killer, because his vibes are gross anyway. As of 2020, the painting is in the collection of Zach Bagans, the host of the show Ghost Adventures. He has a haunted museum in Las Vegas, and it is full of all sorts of creep-tacular things, like Pogo the Clown, but also, to go along with Pogo the Clown, the bones of John Wayne Gacy. How and why and where did you ever acquire that? Zach Bagans. Oh yeah, what else is in that museum? I'm going off topic now from this painting, but no. It's not the bones of John Wayne Gacy. I think it's the bones of Charles Manson and the brain of John Wayne Gacy. I don't know. Either way, he's got a lot of freaky things that I feel like if I went in there, I would get nauseous. And there we have it, the CliffsNotes version of 5 haunted and cursed paintings. If you're feeling daring, maybe you can do a little Google image search or see if you can get your hands on a copy of one of these paintings, put it in your house, and do a little science experiment. See if you get tormented by ghosts. Could be fun. Let me know in the comments below if you get tormented by ghosts. Next week is the final video in this little mini series, and we're going to do some trick-or-treating. Hopefully, while watching this, Jean back here hasn't been changing her appearance or watching you. Au revoir, my love. I will see you next week. Oh, I feel like Zach Galifianakis between two ferns. I just dropped my notes. And my water. I kicked that over too. God, they fell so far.